Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Holyoke Public School Committee, all of HPS staff, I want to offer our sincerest congratulations to the class of 2021. Special shout out to Mark Todd, Al Gates, Myra Rodriguez, Teresa, and Lori Dennis for all their hard work. I want to thank the Board of Health and Club to help plan this event and make sure that we can have it inside. It's my honor to be here today. I really didn't know where to begin. This is probably one of the hardest things I had to do as superintendent. And I took advice from my son. He said, seated right over there. He said, Bobby, just Google it. So I'm Anthony Soto. I'm a graduate of Holyoke Public School. Graduate dean. I graduated in '99. I was standing here 22 years ago addressing the class of '99 as a salutatorian of the schools. I remember getting choked up. I looked up there, my dad was sitting right up there, and I could see tears coming down his eyes. I've never seen my dad cry before. I couldn't get words out. Of course, I struggled through the presentation, but the next day, of course, in the Sunday Republican, they had a section for graduation, and there's my big fat head just crying on the front page, saying, Soto shares lesson in love. My mom was so proud. She cut it out, and she put it in her cubicle there. So all of her clients and all of her coworkers can see that. So occasionally I'm walking around Holyoke, and random people just come up to me, what the hell do you know that Rosa? You're Rosa's kid, right? Are you the older one or the one that was crying at graduation? Thanks, Mom, I appreciate that. So here we are, 22 years later, and I'm proudly addressing you as the superintendent of schools. First, I want to thank all of you for sticking through it this past year and enduring and overcoming what you have this past year. I wish this year was different, but I'm proud of what each and every one of you have done. I also want to thank your families, your dads, moms, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters. I want to thank all the teachers, the paras, cafeteria workers, custodians, and anybody who played a critical role in helping you get here. Le quiero pedir las gracias a todos los padres, las madres, las tías, los tíos, hermanos, hermanas, abuelas, abuelos, por todo lo que han hecho para los niños y para prepararlos para este día y para lo que viene en la vida después de ser estudiante. Sin ustedes, esto no será posible y deben de estar muy orgullosos de lo que han logrado tus niños. It was about 12 years ago when most of you began your journey here, in Holyoke Public Schools. And you're probably wondering what's next. But before you think about what's next, make sure you cherish this moment. Make sure you celebrate this moment with your friends. Celebrate this moment with your family, because that's really important. But understand that this is just the beginning of your journey. Life is going to get hard. It always does. Whether you're going to go to college, whether you enter the workforce, or you just chill for a year, life's going to get hard every year. You're probably scared. But guess what? Everybody's scared. Everybody is scared. You got to learn how to embrace that fear and have confidence to overcome it in order to reach your full potential. You can't listen to everybody. Everybody's going to tell you what did and didn't work out for them. But that's how it worked out for them. Everyone's experiences are unique to their own experiences and who they are. A lot of people tend to project their own fears onto you. So realize when that's happening. They're going to say, you can't do this and you can't do that. No, you can't do that. That's what you got to tell yourself. So always believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one will. My son was my inspiration today to talk about confidence. So 3 years ago, he was just 6 years old. He's 9 now. Holyoke didn't have a lot of people interested in baseball, so they put pretty much 6-year-olds with 11-year-olds, and he was, as a 6-year-old kid, he was playing with 11-year-old kids. And it was a traumatizing experience for him. He got hit a couple times, he had struck out a few times, and he just wasn't having fun. And after that, he told me he hated baseball and didn't want to play it anymore. And over the last couple of years, he did what a lot of people, a lot of kids his age did. he got hit hooked on YouTube and TikTok videos. Thankfully this year though, he picked baseball back up, and the one piece of advice that I gave my son before his first at bat, I was like, Poppy, you gotta have confidence. You just gotta go up there and tell yourself that you're gonna get a hit. I know you're a little scared, but you gotta be confident. So of course he goes up, he gets a hit, he's running past first base, he's running to second base, and then the outfielder overthrows the second baseman. So he's running, he's going to third base, and then he slides and he pops up, and I'm sitting by the third baseline, and he pops up, and he goes, sheesh! I didn't know what that was, I had to Google it myself, but I asked him after the game, and he said, I was like, what was that? He said, Dad, I just, you told me to be confident, and all I could think of that was that TikTok video, sheesh! I had to Google it after that, and it's a statement that some NBA players use for like when they're being clutch, when they make a shot, and then just really being confident. So in life, you're gonna have to take risks. With those risks, it's going to come a lot of failure and mistakes. Trust me, you're gonna make mistakes. Everybody does. It's gonna happen, and there's nothing you can do to avoid that. Your attitude and how you deal with mistakes is what's gonna define who you are. One of my favorite songs, you guys are probably a little too young for it, but there was a singer, rest in peace, her name was Aaliyah. She had a song, First You Don't Succeed, Get Yourself Up and Try Again. I think it was a song about a guy that was trying to date her, and she said no, but for me it resonated differently. It was a song about perseverance and about taking risks. Walt Disney, he got fired from a newspaper for what they said was having no imagination. Michael Jordan got cut from his freshman basketball team and became the greatest basketball player to ever live. Don't talk to me about LeBron, you guys saw what happened this week. Thomas Edison failed 1,000 experiments. I didn't know that. Before the next experiment, which was the light bulb. So you're going to fail, you're going to make mistakes, but it's how you handle that matters. Mistakes aren't really mistakes, they're just opportunities to learn and grow. I first applied to be the CFO in Holyoke in 2011. I had been in Springfield Public Schools for a couple of years, and I thought I did really good in the interview, and I was devastated when I didn't get the job. But I put my head down, I grinded for 5 years, I worked really hard, I learned a lot under some great leaders. And 5 years later, the superintendent then reached out to me and said, Anthony, I want you to come here to Holyoke. Initially I said no, and it was that fear that we just talked about. It was that fear of not being good enough, that fear of making a mistake. But eventually that fear ate me up, and I decided to take the risk and come back to my home to do what I love to do. So remember this, if you don't fail, you're not even trying. Steph Curry missed 100% of the shots he didn't take. If you make mistakes, fix them. Try not to make the same mistake twice, and do your best to not make life-altering mistakes that you can't fix. The next few years are going to be very important in your life. You're going to have a lot of choices to make. You're in control of your life, and the choices you make in the next few years are going to pave the way for who you will become. One of the most important choices that you're going to have to make is who your friends are. My mom always told me, dime con quién tú andas, y te diré quién tú eres. The translation of that is, show me who your friends are, and I'll show you your future. Not the literal translation, but we're going to go with that. The older you get, the harder it is to recover from bad choices. One of the most powerful things that I've ever had to hear was last year. I had this complex of not belonging, and I joined, in many places. When I was in college, I didn't feel like I belonged. When I was, joining the workforce, I didn't feel it. Something inside of me just felt like I didn't belong. And one of the most powerful things I ever had to hear in life was in the Influence 100 program to become a superintendent. And this guy, Ventura Rodriguez, who works for the state, he got up in front of here and he said, "You're here because you belong here." He looked me dead in the eye, with everybody. He said, "You're here because you belong here." And he made us repeat it. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. So remember, when you find yourself in those situations where you feel like you don't belong or you think things are getting hard, you got to tell yourself, "I'm here because I belong here." So class of 2021, go out there, take risks, learn from your mistakes, make really good choices, be happy, and be confident. And remember, it's okay to celebrate every now and then. Sheesh.